All right, so in this video, we're going to be going over the pre-launch tier list for the Hunters in Solo Leveling Arise. Solo Leveling Arise is currently set to release on the 8th of May, which, as we can see, is about 4 days off for me. Now, this is not the exact time, just keep that in mind. I don't think so, but anyway, it's very, very soon. I am extremely excited, and I'm going to be doing the tier list on Pride Win for the most part. It is a lot of tier rankings that I've come up with the help of others. Okay, so not a solo job, but I'm still going to go on Pride Win and explain pretty much all of the rankings and some things that I still believe could definitely change. Now, one thing I do want to preface is that as for the tier rankings, if you are like, this unit's an S plus but should be an S, or this unit's an A and should be an S, or like this unit's B should be an A, this unit's an A should be B. If it's literally a one tier discrepancy where you're like, okay, this unit should be one higher, one lower, then I really don't think that's a problem, okay? We could have definitely different experiences with these units, all right? There's a lot of things that go into this game, a lot of things that change how this game plays, all right? And I find that's one of the most interesting parts about this game. But overall, this is the tier list that we came up with, all right? Now, if we go to like the top tier of Hunters, those are the units that really stand out and have a clear place above the rest. There's certain units that we kind of went to the drawing board and said, yeah, these are pretty much the units that really have their place. Now, we do mention, if you want to see it, what I do like for this is we did separate it by element, okay? So technically, right, all these S plus units, which we're going to get to explaining, are in S plus, but the thing is, right, they're in their different elements. So obviously, they're going to be very good and all useful, all needed. Same thing for the S. Even A's could be good because of how they separate elements and how you do an extra 150% and take less damage when you're type advantage. Okay, so that's like one main thing, is that's why we separated it by elements on the site. I think this is something that just Antelar decided also he wanted to do due to him. Well, at this point, the site's growing quite big, right? Like there's a lot of games here. So, like, he's probably had a good amount of experience and decided this is how it would be best. So, if you want to check it out yourself, please go ahead. Pride Win will be linked down below. There is obviously the database part of the site for all of this good stuff and also for weapons. I think it's starting to be, yeah, so it seems like pretty much almost all done. And then if you go here, you can see a bunch of other guides too. So, yes, thank you to all the people who have been working on solo leveling with me, mainly being Furotsu. So, why don't we start with the top 5, all right? We're going to slowly go down. So S plus really is that top. Now, if you want just to check yourself without like checking the video, if there's only certain units you really want to check out, you can actually, I like this. What's very sad is that we don't have this for Black Clover. I don't think so, because I mean, no one's really doing it. But if we check it out for here, like we could see a full description, which is going to kind of explain further reasoning on this. So let's get into it. Now, we've got Byung-Gu in S+. Now, why is this guy in S+? I'm not really too sure what exactly is on here. Is the skill info here? Yes, the skill info is not here yet, but that is fine. So, Byung-Gu's whole thing is really just being able to get some good heals for sure, but it's mainly the damage and also the debuffs he applies. So obviously he is a healer, right? But the thing is, he's going to be able to do more than just that. So we could see that he applies this disguise effect, which is going to be, it's 50? I swear it's 15, but pretty sure that might be another thing. But basically, he applies debuffs, which makes them take more damage, heals you up, and then on his ultimate, gives you damage increases. Now, why does he work so well, in my opinion? I think the main thing, first of all, is that there's a lot of, like, good light units, and especially when Jae-in comes out, right? That's going to be another one. But, like, all 5 of these are, well, besides Q1, I would say, but, like, Byung-Gu does help quite a lot for this, and in model teams, it's great. But also, just the other DPSs, he's going to be able to help out quite a lot. And one of the main things about him is that he doesn't need to be on field a while, right? So it's going to allow everyone else to do more damage. And it's not going to cause people to like fight to be on field. He swaps in, okay? He Qs, he Es, he ults if he needs to, immediately swaps out, because that's usually how it works. Like the minute you ult, it like gives you an instant, the ability to support skill right away with your next target. With your next hunter. So then afterwards, you're out right away. And then you're healing up. The enemies are taking more damage. You're doing more damage. And then it's really good. Now, he could easily get power crept. I don't think healing's the best. So if they have someone very similar to him, but maybe not healing, maybe it's for barriers, then it's just GG for that, right? Now, Baek Yoonho is actually insanely good, okay? He's got a lot of different parts to him, but basically he wants to be low HP to be able to do more damage, and he's also going to just be stacking his bleeds, all right? He's going to be getting buffs and just overall going to be a very good damage dealer. Now, especially because of the fact that crit was basically nerfed, I think that a lot of more testing will have to be done to fully see the differences between Choi Jong-In and then Baek Yoonho. But even still, people can tell that he is still very strong. At first, there was a bug with him, but it does seem to be fixed at this point. So Baek Yoonho is definitely a unit that is very strong for the dark typing in terms of just doing outright damage, right? It's pretty strong, okay? Now, Choi Jong-In, okay? Choi is a very good unit. I don't even think I'm going to pull it up now. Because of the fact that the skills aren't in, there's not really a point. I mean, I could just talk from experience. So, Choi. Why is he very good? Well, basically, a lot of people I feel that they were saying that, like, at first especially, Emma's just way better than Choi, blah, blah, blah. But they have both very good uses, okay, in different scenarios. So Emma, I feel like, is more early game, if we're being honest, in terms of grinding and all that. But then Choi's boss damage is insane. He's very easy to build, first of all, because he cannot crit, but he has increased attack. He burns a lot, does good damage, okay? And one of his very interesting things is how his ultimate works. So when he ults, it resets the skill cooldown. So what you're able to do is use both of your skills, your Q and your E, ult, and then reuse your Q and your E right away. Now, he's a rate up unit. I usually like to consider rate up units maybe like with one dupe if need be. So I'll just mention this very quickly. But at one dupe, he gets a crater and triples the Q damage. So that Q, which was a bunch of like little balls before, which had like kind of mid-range, has insanely good AoE range because now it's a crater. Changes the animations. A dupe changing the animations is very interesting. But also does triple the damage of that ability, which is insane. But even without it, Choi's damage is amazing. One of the main things he also has is his support skill when he swaps in. Is also going to be defense decreasing. So he's going to be able to just support debuff, do damage increase, and burn even off field, right? So I'd say Choi is amazing. And it seems like, at least for now, he is still one of the most like wanted units in terms of boss killing. His only problem, deadass, is that for like at least encore missions, the two bosses right now are like, one, he's not type advantage, he's just type neutral, and the other one he's type disadvantage. So it's very unfortunate for him because of the fact that it makes sense why he's fire now, because like his boss damage, just like the amount of single target damage he's able to do is amazing. But the problem is when you really want to use him in Cerebrus, you just can't because he's doing 50% less damage. So that's the unfortunate part. Now with Emma, she's actually insane. She does very good stuff, right? But very early on, amazing because of her AoE potential, very good abilities, very strong. But also she has two different types of buffs that are applied in different ways that are going to be giving buffs to her and the team, giving her like a shield, giving the whole team defense, pen, and fire damage, which makes her very good with Choi. So if it wasn't for Choi, I think maybe Emma, like, late game would be S. I mean, it's hard to say. I feel like late game, this is more like a general tier list at the same time, but Emma still has very good support value and overall just very nice, right? She is a pretty interesting unit with how she works, but I'd say that honestly, her damage is good enough and she's built off HP, so she will be able to live quite a while in the late game if you do decide to build her full HP. And her little support that she's able to give to everyone is definitely worth it. Like, even just that little bit of support is what is able to put units above and beyond the rest, right? And I think Emma's main thing as to why she's here, in my opinion, is more so her grinding capabilities, okay? And being able to clear stuff very quickly when compared to the rest, and it might help you get some extra time in certain game modes where you need to clear mobs and then kill the boss. Definitely worth it to keep Emma, in my opinion, especially early game, S plus, no contest. Late game, she's like S plus with contest, right? Like there could be reasons why you wouldn't put her there, but I still say she's good. Now, Seo Jiwoo, favorite unit in the game. Okay, maybe not the best, but definitely has the best solo capabilities. Okay, this unit is insane. Reason being is because you get stacks every time you use a bunch of your skills. All of these skills, you get a stack of training. When training reaches 3 stacks, you apply Water Dragon training, which resets the cooldown of both your skills, changing them to heavy attack versions, making them stronger basically. And then you're going to be able to use your skills again. And you're going to see how much you're actually able to spam Jiwoo skills. And then she gives barriers to the whole team. She's water, which is very good against Cerebrus, which you're going to see. Jiwoo and Alicia, when she comes out, is going to be insane. Okay. But Jiwoo, no. She's insane. Okay. She's insane. Her barriers are very good for the whole team because it kind of gives you those hits. It kind of acts like super armor in a way, and she has breaking potential. Same thing as Emma, which I forgot to mention, but definitely puts her above and beyond the rest. Okay, Jiwoo like deserves this spot. For me, she's definitely been the most useful for my account because I'm just horrible at facing Cerebrus, so Jiwoo might goat. Now we could go down a bit. These units are still all very good units, and you're gonna find uses for a lot of them. Now, Kangtae Shik, I could see the S ranking, but I feel that because of how we're ranking him more so at low dupes slash no dupes, I don't know if I'd put Taishik in S rank necessarily. I think that max dupe for sure he rivals, but not everyone's gonna get him to that S rank. So I would like to preface that I would probably like to put him down to A, but he has the capabilities to rival or even surpass Lim Taegyu and Lee Bora's damage. So please do keep that in mind. Now, Baek Yoonho, why is he so good? He is amazing, amazing at breaking. Best unit to break in the game. And especially because of how much he's able to break, even with his skills, his basic skills, basic attack, he's going to be able to do amazing damage, okay? Or damage good enough to run him. And he is definitely worthy of that S rank, all right? Now, breaking doesn't always necessarily mean everything, but at least in the Arachnid, he is extremely good, and he will be amazing, especially built with defense. It does allow him to do quite some good stuff. Now, he also is able to like do some pretty good other stuff, but I would like to just preface, mainly his thing is breaking, okay? He might be able to defense decrease, but still, that breaking is just otherworldly. You're going to see in game. It's just insanely good. And definitely, like, for mid to late game, especially when you're trying to get Arachnid tier 8 cleared with 3 stars, it's going to be Baek Yoonho the reason why you're clearing it, alongside Chahayin, obviously. Now, Kangtae Shik, it's mainly like his bleed damage, okay? Like his bleed damage with how much single target damage he's doing, especially with the dupes. Are the dupes there? So yeah, like this is going to be insane, but like, I swear it was his dupes that were pretty good. But I mean, I guess so, like, I guess he gets the 100% damage increase, but overall, he is going to be one of the best single target DPSs once you get his dupes up and all that good stuff. Taishik is definitely not someone to look down on. And honestly, like, if you want to start building him early game, go ahead. But it's just, are you going to get lucky to get extra dupes? That's a big question. Now, Lee Bor is in a great situation where she's surrounded by 3 dark DPSs who could all use her. And she is a debuffer, a supporter, and still a decent damage dealer while being off field because she has these little, like, I don't know, like Kitsunes, I don't know how to call them, but like these little foxes, yeah, the foxes, when she's off field, that are able to still attack. She has a full enchantment circle, enhancement enchantment, I don't know, that are able to increase dark damage and also puts a debuff that increases the damage taken by the bosses. So, or just enemies, not just bosses. So Lee Bor is going to be very good as a kind of support dark, and overall for mono dark would be insane. Would be really insane. Okay, now Taegyu, I'd say his damage is a bit low, but my problem with him is honestly more so is like survivability. Okay, his ult, okay, sometimes it does the most. If you get every single hit in on the ult, it's basically 8 charged arrow shots that do insane damage, like highest damage numbers in the game. But the problem is, to actually do it, you need to shoot that arrow 6 times while pretty much be standing still, like, for the most part. So unless you time it perfectly, unless you're able to time it perfectly, you might get cooked, you might get hit, and it might be game over. Taegyu is still very good and definitely worth to build, but there are some instances where it just won't be good, right, to be able to have to stay like stable for that long, stay in one place for that long to get your hits in, and the E has to charge up. It could be bad. Okay, it definitely could be bad. But he's still very good. Alright, that damage is insane. But because of how much time it also takes to do that damage, right, it might not be as crazy as like just people might think, in the way that, okay, you're doing what, like 10,000% damage. Okay, but the problem is you're doing that 10,000% damage over the course of a lot longer than just someone's ultimate like Choi Jong-In, or Choi Jong-In just spamming all his skills, right? So that's the whole explanation to it. But he's able to break, so he has his own little part to it, right? Baek Yoonho, Lim Taegyu, Kangtae Shik are all very good DPSs in their own rights. And they're all surrounded by Lee Bora, which is very good, especially for low spenders. At least on the early access, right, you bought like $10 worth of stuff over like the course of 5 days. Well, like $10 total. So like you'd buy 2 $1 packs, and like you could get 2 bonuses every day. When you get that 10-point bonus, right, you get Lee Bor for free. So like for low spenders, Lee Bor is going to be great. Now, Namcha Young is definitely someone that I think works very well. I've seen a lot of people compliment her, and I myself have tried to use her. But I think for me, the problem is that I just don't have the right gear or enough gear because, I mean, at the time, like especially when I was using her, I needed HP gear for Byung-Gu, Seo Jiwoo, and Laurent, right? So then it's like, okay, Namcha Young's also an HP scaler. I don't have the gear, but very good. Breaks, freezes, insanely good. Okay. The main problem was very much just the fact that it's the DPS. Like we need a water DPS right now. Like we need a water DPS. It's important. I like her, right? I just have a bad experience because I couldn't gear her properly. But she's able to freeze, she's able to break, and especially with the lackluster units that Water has right now, she's definitely worth the S ranking, okay? Now, we got Hwang Dong-soo, and I think this guy could easily rise to S+, if he needs one thing. And that's a boss that has what he is able to do, okay? So what is it? He is able, basically, one boss in this game currently has this, where there's a, like, shield armor. I don't know how... Did I use the word in here? With the ability to remove armor. So I called it armor. And it's a silver HP bar, which obviously it's extra armor. So it's like a little like shield in a way for the bosses. It's not break, it's like a shield. And Hwang Dong-soo is able to remove it. Problem is, there's no bosses right now that is important that you could remove it on. So he is someone waiting, just waiting for his time to shine. And once that happens, it's going to be great. But he's able to increase his defense, do pretty good damage, have good AoE, and it's good. I like him. He's decent enough. He carried me at the beginning. Very good for early grinding for sure. And yeah, now Park Hee-jin, one of the best supports in the game. Pretty much the best support for what she does. And definitely a very good unit. In my opinion, out of all of the SRs, she is the SR you want to dupe out the most, right? Now, she does so much, okay? Now, she's basically giving people ultimates back quicker. She's able to get a lot of ultimates. And I'm pretty sure it also has, like, debuff cleanse, if I'm not mistaken. It's honestly just insanely good, okay? I forgot a bit about Hyejin, but just... I feel that many people... really do love what she does, and overall, cleansing, you don't understand how important it actually can be. For example, the Arachnid fight has a very, very, very annoying debuff where basically you're slowed down, and I'm pretty sure it also makes you do less damage. And when I mean slow down, I mean like 10 times slower, or 100 times, right? So being able to cleanse the debuffs actually does come in quite handy. And Hyejin is just going to be really good, especially if you could spam her ult even quicker and help everyone else spam ultimates. So out of everyone, you want to dupe her out the most. Her dupes are just incredible. So definitely consider it. Now we get down here, okay? These units are still good. I think Woojin Chol takes incredible amounts of skill to really profit off of. And even at that, I don't even see him being too good. I mean, he's usable, right? Wind is just not like insane right now, but still good enough. Okay, so he's gonna basically get extra. He's gonna do okay damage. His main thing is really just he gets extra evasions, extra dodges, I guess, extra steps, and he's going to be able to profit off of that to kind of like work more with extreme evasions and all that good stuff. But his damage, I think, mainly is going to be more once you dupe him out. But besides that, he's not going to be looking like to be some 10 out of 10 S plus unit, right? Now, Ana Reese actually does pretty good stuff, right? Because she is able to break, okay? She's able to break, have a bit of debuffs, and I'm pretty sure her main thing is like poison, if I remember correctly. It's very sad because I mainly wrote all of these little info paragraphs, but it just is a bit hard to remember every single one of all of them. But I would say that for water units, it's much better to wait than to use Ana. Okay. Overall though, like Namcha Young, Seo Jiwoo are the two you're going to focus on right now, but then Alicia should come out soon enough. So for water, that's more so something, at least for global players, to be patient of. I don't think I'd touch Ana. Now, Hwang actually has like very good damage, okay? His damage is actually going to be very nice, but it's just, you look up, there's Kang Lim and then Baek. Why would you use Hwang, right? If you get Hwang and like you don't have Kang Tae-shik and you don't have the two SSRs, then sure. But still, not something I would go too crazy off of, but as he's a tank, he does have a bit of a different usability, which is nice. How there's these four, they're all there. You don't need to use Hwang, but he's still good. Now, Jinho and Kim Chol are both tanks, both doing some pretty good tanking stuff. But you will actually see, like, Jinho, I'm pretty sure, like, Anto, I think, made a video where, like, he used Jinho to beat Igris. Something like that, right? Pretty sure that's what it was. And then Kim Chol is going to be having some cracked stuns. Okay, I love working off his stuns. And Kim Chol is going to be able to provide that. So his two light units going to be crazy, especially for a model team with Chahain in the future when she comes out. Going to be insane. Now we really get more so to the bottom dwellers. Song Chi-yeol and Han Sung-yi could actually get some pretty good usage. Okay, her damage is nice. She has like a special effect. I forgot what is it called. Does it say here? Okay, well, she can't shield, but the other thing was very much that little extra like effect that she has that's going to do a bit of extra damage. So there's that. But then he has actually really good AoE. He's a burning type of unit, and there's not many fire units, so there's actually pretty good usability if you want to use them. But overall, like, this is what I mean. So like, let's say like you don't have Choi and Emma. Well, then you're kind of forced in some instances to use Song Chi-yeol, and it's not going to be bad. It's just compared to others, he's not as good, but still isn't horrible, right? Now, going down there, Jo Kyu-hwan, like, I don't know. I personally don't like this guy, okay? It's like, he does more damage when he attacks a burning unit, but it's just his other stuff just isn't that special, okay? And what he does just isn't worthy of putting him higher, especially when the light category is so stacked and will continue to be stacked. And then Juhi, like, she could heal, give a bit of mana, do like some okay things, but it's really like, if you don't have her max dupe, don't even like consider her, okay? Like, flat healing isn't like the craziest, and even at that, healing in general is just not that crazy. The reason why Byung-Gu's up here is because he's able to increase crit damage, reduce the damage they take while healing, where she doesn't really do much else. Like, mana consumption is like, or mana rate, like getting mana is okay, not needed, right? I don't really think so. Now, Bumshik, it's just, oh my god, I have his attacks in mind, and they were like just not it, right? The AoE range was not crazy, right? It's just not it. The main thing is how long it takes to actually charge up Bumshik's attack, so just don't even consider it. Then Kim Sang-sik, I don't really think there's many uses for him. He's basically just solely relying on his break damage, but it's like you compare it to Baek Yoonho, and it's just not... It's not good. Baek Yoonho is also doing other stuff, debuffing, right? Doing pretty good damage, but he's got bad attack range, okay? He's doing break, but that's basically it. So, you know, that's it. I don't really... These units, I wouldn't really touch. Like, stay in B or higher. Stay in B or higher and you should be good, okay? That's like the main point. We might find some new team comps. You know, maybe like Lee Joo-hee becomes crazy with Alicia, or like Jo Kyu-han somehow comes crazy with Cha Ha-in, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll have to see though. I mean, hey... just ask me if there's any questions down below. I'll be sure to respond if I'm able to or if I see it. And thank you guys for watching another Solo Leveling Arise video. Make sure you guys put in my creator code. So it seems that when the game comes out, there is a bit of things that are a bit confusing right now, but put in Arise Gikku when the game launches on the 8th. And when you buy packs, I will be getting supported from you guys, so I really would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I will continue to make more solo leveling content and probably will stream for the first week at least, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.